Welcome back. Hold on, it'll be there in a second, I'm sure. Really? Before I had that set up. I did not. Here we go. Sorry. Hang on. Okay. Now we're there. Let me get this going here. And if I want to keep that trailer or not. It's supposed to be dark. Okay, I'm hitting every wrong button this morning, today, whatever it is. Can you tell where we are? Las Vegas. Because that's where the challenge starts. I'm not trying to get that going. Okay. Obviously, I didn't get this set up very good. So let me hop back into here and see who's here early and on time. We got Ken Beard early. Phantom 6767 was here early. Vigner was here early. Oztech TV was here early. Drive was here early. Nice to see you, Drive. Early, I mean. You got that crazy schedule. Rick Rashid was here. Haunting Nightbot. I should have timed you out just for fun. So yeah, Rick, Nightbot's here now. Let's see. Hi, Trucker Kitty Meow. Trucker Kitty says meow back. Lowrider is here. Lobo 1G is here. Matt Walter is here. Road Trip Nerd is here. Elliot Hallisey is here. Watching the stream on time, he says. Built Survivor 26. Welcome to the stream. I don't believe I've seen your name before. Are you? Well, it doesn't matter. Welcome. Bamf is here. Nightbot is here. So watch your P's and Q's, Rick Rashid. Turn off that caps lock key, Rick Rashid. And don't spit out too many emojis, Rick Rashid, or Nightbot will get you for sure, for sure. Matt Walter says he's here to help me out. Help me out of what? Did you bring moral support? Let's see. Built Survivor says, hello, I'm new. Well, welcome. Did you subscribe? Zethra is here also. Well, welcome to your first live stream. Wish it had gone a little better from the get-go to read the chat. Well, thanks, Matt, but you can't do that. That's not what I need help with. I need coffee. Coffee will help me. Coffee is my friend. Am I even? Yeah, I am. Rough night last night. Well, I appreciate the offer, Matt. However, there's no way that you can do that because you don't have access to where I am. Just waiting on the game to come to console. Got it. A lot of people are. So that's a nice mug, Boomer. Can we get one? Well, of course you can. And yes, it is a nice mug. And of course you can get one. Nightbot pops up the a link to the merch store. And also there is a link to the merch store in the description below. Speaking of stuff below, I needed to do something else I forgot to do. Kind of run a little late today on a lot of things. Rough night last night, like I said. Here we go. Is Treasure here? He was in the Discord earlier. And I wanted to point something out for him. Okay, so Susan Arthur is here. Excited to hear about the challenge. I'm sorry I'm late. You're really not late, Susan. Hopefully Lurch will be in the Discord with you tomorrow, hopefully. But again, reading chat's not the issue right at the moment. It's everything up here. You're not that late? Yeah, he just started, but yeah, I just started. Okay, so we're going to get off into the 2026 All States Challenge. And by the way, there's a special channel in the Discord that is now live that has all of the information for it. And something I forgot to do in there as well is I wanted to pin that post. There it is, pin message. Oh yeah, pin it. Okay. So in the Discord, all the info is there. In fact, I'll probably just read from that or something else. But it's also on the website, on our community website. Link in the description below. Let me know, anybody who clicks on it, if that link does not work. It should. I haven't tested that, but the post is now live. And I shall read from there probably then when it comes. Okay, so as I said earlier, we are in Las Vegas because that is where the challenge starts. Now, what I'm going to do is I do want to haul some of the stuff for the new Bobcat Cargo DLC. But let me just check and see if there's anything available here in Las Vegas going to New Mexico, because New Mexico is the first leg of the challenge. So let me just type in Bobcat up here. And that is how you find one of those loads specific. First of all, you have to own the DLC. The DLCs are available for both American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator. And there's a bundle where you can get both for the price of one. So the release price is $5. Well, the retail price is $5, full price for each. But if you buy them both as a bundle, you get both of them for just $5. So jump all over that if you use both games. Willie is here. Welcome, Willie. Built Survivor says, I love trucks. Let's see. Oh, I guess I got to go back up a little bit further. Built Survivor said, I'm not going to lie. I've been addicted to watching your trucking videos. Well, that's nice. Nick. What did Nick do? Oh, Nick has been... Why didn't I hear that? Nick has been a reefer hauler for 39 months. Thanks for the new Exploring Series videos. Can't wait to see more. Well, tell your friends, Nick, because they're not getting a lot of traction. And that was one of the reasons why I stopped doing them before. They just weren't getting that many views. I think probably I need to get my face back into those videos. That might help a little bit. Lowrider says, I don't find the challenge info in the Discord. Could the reason be that I'm still a recruit? Nope, I don't think so. It's tied to the VTC role, which you are. Thank you, Lobo. He says the link to the community site works. So that is the page where all the info is on. Let me check the permissions on that channel real quick. And it is tied to VTC. So you should be able to see it without any issues. So let me try something. I just lit up that channel for everybody who's in the VTC. So, well, anybody can see that channel. Anybody with the gamer tag or role or the VTC role. But also I put it on our community website so that anybody can read this and they can do it on their own. Anyway, back to what I was doing. So I'm looking for a Bobcat load out of Las Vegas going to New Mexico. Well, thanks, Susan. It just occurred to me last night when I was working on this. I'm like, oh, I can use that tool because everybody's always confused. Well, when is midnight Central European time? So, bongs. What? Bongs am nice. Watching from, is that South Africa or South America? I just tagged him. I don't see. Okay, I see what he did. We're gonna get this rolling here in time. South Africa, okay. Wim 55 is here. Yeah, Susan, I'll try to do that in the future too if I remember. All right, so let's go back to how to find these new loads. First of all, you have to have the Bobcat Cargo DLC, Cargo Pack DLC. And then you just search for the loads by typing Bobcat up here in the search box. Here we go. Nothing to New Mexico. Dang it. Well, what if we went to Barstow? Just so we could haul something. Let me check the cargo market first for Las Vegas. Nope. Freight market. And I have that lowboy trailer on, so that's going to limit me on the freight market and external market. Oh, wow. No Bobcat loads at all on the freight market. That's sad. Well, I tell you what. Let's go. Wait, what happened to that one that was? I like this one better. Let's go to Cedar City. This is not part of the challenge. We're going to get to the challenge. I got to dismiss my trailer. Oh, no. Oh, no. My head tracking's not working. Did I forget to launch it? Hang on. I decided to go to. Am I back on? 5. I decided to go to standby because I thought, well, for all the things I'm forgetting, maybe I forget to put on clean underwear. I had to check. Just kidding. Let's see. What is Rashid going on about again? Why are you driving an international? Because that is the Trucky truck of the week, the international Lone Star. That's why. Vigna says I'll start tomorrow evening, his time. Oh, and Vigner already answered Rick. Susan said, do we need to use the trailer or can we use any trailer? Any trailer. Well, it depends, Susan. Are you referring to the challenge? for the Bobcat Cargo. All the Bobcat Cargo Pack loads will work on a flatbed, step deck, or a lowboy, as far as I know. Not all of them can be run. Now my head tracking's working. Not all of them can be run on any of those 3 trailers. Some of them require a low bed. Some of them require a step deck or flatbed. Johnny Hansen with a super chat for 599 Norwegian krona. Welcome to the stream. Johnny, and Nicholas is here. Is the Lone Star from Texas? No. It's from one of my garages. Nicholas, why aren't you answering my DMs? Talk to me. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I missed some chat here. Bobcat just for external contracts or cargo market? Any. You can probably find them on Quick Jobs. Let's just see. Yep. Bobcats on Quick Jobs. Freight markets. Bobcats. Cargo markets, yes. External contracts. Yeah, they're like any other cargo DLC load. You can find them anywhere. Jason Jackson, welcome to the stream. Toller. Man, I haven't seen you in forever. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Yes, I figured you've been very busy doing real life trucking stuff. ITS. Important trucking stuff. Oh, we're just going across the street. For those that don't know, Triple XN is a real-life trucker in Norway. Johnny Hansen is also from Norway, although he's not a trucker. And Toller is a real-life trucker out of Texas, right? Been a while. Did that not hook? Oh, I'm over too far. And I believe Toller does flatbedding in real life. Doors here. Well, Lobo, it sounds like you're asking about the challenge. The two things are not related. For the challenge, you can take any kind of load that works. We'll get to that in a little bit. I'm going to run this load up to Cedar City. These Bobcat, what are they, forklifts? Yes, Bobcat forklifts. What is this? Bobcat offers a full range of IC, LPG, and electric forklifts with capacities ranging from 3,000 to 55,000 pounds. Why are you telling me this, YouTube? Get off my screen. YouTube's AI. Oh, nice. Yes, we will get into the challenge rules shortly. But I wanted to show off these Bobcat things. You know, Rick, I have an ulterior motive for driving the International Lone Star. I thought it might attract Big Al to come to the live stream, but he's probably working or sleeping. He's got weird hours. Guess I'll turn those off and turn on the blinker instead. I seen you, Thor. You've been busy doing Valentine's loads. It looked like about one a day, 1 or 2 a day. Hopefully I don't get my shifting pattern messed up. I've been doing, wow, it's really early. It's like not even 6 a.m. yet. I've been doing, working on a special project. And in that truck, the truck for that special project, I'm driving a 10-speed transmission. And the shifting pattern is different. And it messes me up sometimes when I come back to a 18-speed. Kind of messes up my muscle memory. Need that. Ruh-roh. Rick Rashid, you got snagged by Nightbot. Shame on you. For that language. So I did run a load of Bobcat load with that other trailer. I think it was a telehandler. So that was kind of neat. I don't remember where he ran it to. Merch store. I know, I need to get more stuff in the merch store. I'm making headway on some things and still not making headway on others. Let's see. I missed Tollers. He says he mostly hauls drywall and oil field pipe. Well, that's cool. Nice to know what you're going to do on a regular basis. Rick Rashid, this type of language is not allowed. Shame on you. Let's see. Thor says, yeah, I came home late and thought I'd do all the loads, but after one load, I'm ready for bed. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it is, Rick. That's why it's in the list. Well, that is a correct spelling if you're in the UK. That's why it's on the list. Adam is back. Rick Rashid has a love-hate relationship with Nightbot. He loves to hate on Nightbot and taunt him. Has anybody else driven through the Virgin River Canyon in real life? Come on, people. You know, you four-wheelers can pass that truck. Could have passed that truck. Well, this is a light load. It's less than 20,000 pounds, so I can get around this guy. And I've got 605 ponies under the hood. You know, I don't think there's anything particularly special about the Bobcat Cargo Pack, but it is nice to have quality cargoes. I got a bypass. They're faithfully recreated. All the right colors and such. I've even got one of their hard hats there. Soft caps in the back and a high-vis jacket in the back. Vest. Not jacket, vest. So when we get up here, I'm going to look and see if I can find another one of these Bobcat loads going back to Las Vegas. Why would I want to put PDF on the list? Adam says he's making a long delivery only in Norway. Well, that's cool. I like Norway. I like driving in Norway. Where's this going? Cedar City, Coon and Nago. Wiz is here, but not here. If you're watching the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Thank you, Drive. Isabella Hagloff is here. Oh, we're not getting off of this next one. Oh, because we're going to Cedar City. And this is still not Cedar City. On a blank. That's the exit to Hurricane. I used to go there a lot to deliver at the Walmart distribution center, which we're going to get into later in the year. Send a PDF of the words not allowed? No. Just watch your language. This is a family-friendly live stream. You need more hot coffee? Whoa. Why is this thing so far behind? No. Want to test Nightbot? You've already been testing Nightbot. Jeremy Smith is here. Welcome to the stream, Jeremy. We're hauling some Bobcat cargos, or Bobcat forklift cargos. All right. Well, since I didn't do any shout outs yet, I'll do that right after I catch up on the chat. Fuller says that's about how my cab looks. Hard hat and clipboard on the passenger seat and vest hanging on top. Yeah, I used to have, and you might be able to see it in the photo from my channel, maybe, or in other pictures I posted. I had my high-vis vest wrapped around the back of my seat. Thank you, Matt. You tell him. Wiz says, I am watching you. Like from across the street? From my neighbor's place? What? I thought you were just watching the stream. Now I'm creeped out. Is that a sleep trigger? Ah. Lobo says, Rick, no list for you. We like seeing you get in trouble. Oh, well, if you're at my door, Wiz, I can't hear you knocking because my headphones. Yeah, feces is not really a bad word. It's not a good word, but it's more of a medical term. Look at that. That's crazy. I'm going to put Rashid on the list. Anybody who says his name's going to get timed out. Plaza M is here. Welcome to the stream. How good is new handling in the latest update? It's a little bit better, but I've noticed a little bit of a change with the update that we had yesterday that added the Bobcat equipment. My steering got a little stiffer. It does mean the same thing, however, it's context. You know, Rick, if you don't behave yourself, I'm going to have a talk with your wife. Yes. What Nicholas just said. Stop trying to game the system. You know, I've got a filter in Nightbot with your name on it already. So let's do some shout outs. Isabella Hagloff is here. Rob Strecker, aka Lurch. I don't know if he's lurching in the audience or not. Bill Wellburn, Bedrock, our top HES driver for February 2023. Nicholas Triple XN, Susan Arthur, our top Euro truck driver for January 2026, and our top American truck and Euro truck driver for all of 2025, because she's just that awesome. Captain Minnesota, Omega Trucking, our top ATS driver for January 2024. Let's see if we can find another one of these loads going back to Las Vegas. Bobcat. Nope. Not on the external contracts anyway. What about freight market? Out of here. Nope. What about out of St. George? Oh, none. Anything going to Las Vegas? No. All right, I'm going to have to quick travel back. Maybe you should, Rick. Trucker Kitty, Norwegian Trucker Nicholas, Big Al 2424, our top American truck driver for March 2025, and our top American truck driver for 2023, all of 2023. Tasmified, Johnny Hansen, Lobo 1G, our top Euro truck driver for July 2025. Brenton Doherty is here. What did I miss? Where did I? Redbeard PS. That's not the other Redbeard, is it? Ken Beard? I don't have to assume he has a wife. I know he has a wife. She makes awesome food too. Rive says, I think this is how he behaves in church. Probably. Let me get out of this screen here so I don't burn through my time. Yeah, Thor, I find the fuel usage is more realistic now. Mine is at the level I remember from my real life trucking. Yes, what has happened is that when 158 released, the rolling resistance of the tires was reduced, thereby increasing your fuel economy. And actually, it takes you longer to slow down, even coasting. And if you're going downhill, you'll pick up more speed than usual. So that happened in 158. Matt Walter says you need to behave on his stream. Ozza says, okay, thanks for the info. I haven't updated to 158 yet, and I'm still using physics and handling mods. I still use the Zeemods. Well, I still use the truck physics mods in both games. I use Zeemods in American Truck Simulator, and I use the one by Franken64 in Euro Truck. But that's not about rolling resistance. That's about how the truck moves. I mean, like the suspension and everything. Like, in fact, I need to verify that I've got one of my options set because I use Zeemods in American Truck. So in gameplay, I have to make sure that I have the, where is the trailer stability? So trailer stability for low bed trailers or low boy trailers and even flatbeds should be at 50%. If you're running anything else like a box van, you set it to 30%. So that's the Zeemods physics mod. With the one by Franken64, I think you turn up to 100. Anyway, Pugwash, our top Euro truck driver for April 2024. Phantom 6767, our top Euro truck driver for October 2024. Wim 55, our top ATS driver for March 2024. And David Long, aka Shorty, our top American Truck and Euro Truck driver, both for September 2025, because he is a driving machine. But he's not the only one. We got some others. Jaffo and Bam for just kicking butt. Actually, Bugwash has been doing a lot of driving this year. Brent Doherty is here. Welcome. Redbeard, so when do you think SCS will finally announce the release date for ATS on console? I have no idea. They'll announce it when they're ready. That's always the answer. They'll announce it when it's ready. Matthew Roth is, Matthew Roth is here. Win55 says, I'm currently driving over the Interstate 40 through Albuquerque heading for Houston. Nicely reworked road. Yes, it is. This road from roughly here, and you've got Lake Havasu City now. So Kingman has been reworked. Flagstaff has been reworked. Camp Verde has been reworked. There's a new depot here in Baghdad, Arizona. But we did lose a road, a connector road that went from Interstate 40 down to Camp Verde, which makes me sad because I've actually been on that road a lot in real life. Grand Canyon Village has been reworked. I think Kayenta has been reworked as well as Page. Haven't been there yet, but they were reworked. We also gained Winslow, Arizona, but we lost Holbrook. I don't know why we would have lost Holbrook because there's still a place for it. Gallup has been reworked. Albuquerque has been reworked. This whole road, Interstate 40 from Kingman all the way to Tucumcari, has been reworked. It's part of the Route 66 project. Ignis says it will be this year, then late this year or early next year. If it will be this year, okay, yeah. We may still be a year away, but it could be later this year. We'll start getting clues in the SCS blog posts later this year. Okay, let's talk about the challenge. Anybody else besides Lobo go to the website or look it up on in the Discord in the appropriate channel, which I tagged everybody in the VTC for. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. Hey, that's a cool photo. What I wanted to do. Why did I do that? Supposed to be. Here we go. I like that photo. You know whose truck that is? Some of you know. Hogwash's truck. Here we go. This is over at our community website. So the link is in the description below. Adam says almost 3 hours late from Bergen to Endens in northern Norway. Yikes. That was 4 hours and 40 minutes late on the load recently. Not happy about that. So this is the article that has all the information for the challenge. This is duplicated in the Discord in the appropriate channel that has been set up for this. Feller says, I just came from Houston in real life and went north on 45 to home over by Dallas. Good to get home every once in a while. Up a little bit. Adam says, hauling 27 tons of fresh fish. Nice. Okay, so this year we're starting. The first challenge will be American Truck Simulator. We did the last one in the fall of last year, and we did Euro Truck in the beginning or early in the year because of timing of DLCs. We knew that we had gotten Greece already by this time, before this time last year. So that's when we started the Euro Truck Challenge, so we can include Greece. And we knew that we were going to get, was it Iowa and Louisiana later in the year? So we did the, I don't think we got Louisiana though in time for the challenge. So we did the ATS later in the year. So this year, because we've got Illinois coming up soon, sometime in the next few weeks, we're going to start that the All States Challenge first this year. So the 2026 All States Challenge has begun and will end at midnight Central European Time, Sunday, May 31st. That's basically 3 months, because it takes a while to do all this for some of us. For folks that have other things going on, it takes a while. For other folks, it takes a week. So what you do is deliver a load to each state in the list while racking up as many real miles as possible. Starting in Las Vegas, Nevada, take a load to the next state in the list, which is New Mexico, and continue in sequence, ultimately ending back in Las Vegas. And after you get done with all the other states, if you cannot find a load from Nebraska directly to Las Vegas, you can take a load to another city in Nevada and then find a final load to Las Vegas. That's a good way to rack up a few extra miles, by the way. Treasure is here. Doubting Thomas, I'm going to call him. I did make an announcement that the challenge was starting today. Treasure, because that was the title of today's live stream, which posted last night. Let's see. The sequence of states is in alphabetical order. See, last time we did this, we went reverse alphabetical order. So we are going alphabetically from Nevada to New Mexico, Oklahoma, Oregon, Texas, Utah, Washington State, Wyoming. We are bouncing all over the map. Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Louisiana, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, and then back to Las Vegas. You might have to do another load anywhere else in Nevada, but you'll end up back in Las Vegas. So I believe that the Illinois DLC will be released before the end of the challenge. If Illinois is not released by the time you deliver to Idaho, continue to Iowa, and therefore skipping Illinois, and then the rest of the list. If Illinois is released after you have delivered to Iowa, but before the challenge ends, go back to Idaho and take a load to Illinois. You can use any truck and or trailer that you own, or a shipper provided trailer, or a quick job truck and trailer as you see fit. So any combination. Your truck, your trailer, or your truck and a company provided trailer, or a quick job. Follow your GPS routing, which should be set to best or shortest setting, but not the other one, which is the Wiggly Road one. But anyway, but reasonable rerouting due to fueling, repairing, or road closures is expected. Driving from Oregon to Texas via San Diego is not reasonable rerouting. Don't pad your miles. A load flagged by TrucksBook or Trucky as race miles voids that leg. You need to run it again before moving on. Treasure says he's late to the party as always. Well, but you made the party. Did you bring any booze? Adam says 2.5 hours late for a 2,200-kilometer run. At least the fish is still fresh. Yeah. I've done fish loads in real life, and you had to haul butt. You had to get to the place on time or to keep the fish fresh. Done that. One time I drove nonstop for 7 hours to get to the place I was delivering to. Was not happy about that. A load, okay, I already said that. Once you deliver to a state, you may move around that state however you want to find a load to the next state. So once you deliver in, say, New Mexico, let's say Albuquerque, and you don't find any loads out of Albuquerque, you can hop around either by quick traveling or by taking short loads to these other cities to find a load to go to the next state in the list. Those interim loads don't count for anything other than you just rack up more miles for your own personal logbook. Only the miles associated with a load to the next state in the list will be recorded. The list of states must be completed in the sequence above. What's after New Mexico? Oklahoma. Not too long. You may not use the dispatch feature in TrucksBook, Trucky, or any form of save file manipulation to create your own jobs. You must use game-generated or World of Trucks loads, which are the types that I mentioned earlier, and that includes quick jobs. Miles for each leg will be taken from your TrucksBook or Trucky logbook, whichever is less. If TrucksBook underreports due to tracking issues, because it happens, I'll use your Trucky logbook entry for that leg. By the way, have you ever noticed that in the job reports channel, for those of you who are in the VTC, if you look at your job report in there and it lists your mileage, say on TrucksBook and Trucky, sometimes they're different. I don't know why that is. But sometimes if you, on TrucksBook especially, let's say it's 781 miles in the job report, but then if you look in your logbook, it says 780 miles. And I guess it's a rounding thing. I don't know. Anyway, just so you know, I'm using the one in your logbook. Race miles will void that leg and it must be rerun before moving on. You can check your job report in the Discord VTC job reports channel. That's only applies to members of the VTC. Anybody can do this challenge on their own, by the way. I am missing Treasure says, are Pepe's cargoes allowed? Yes. You can use other cargo mods as you see fit. Just be aware that if you're doing hardcore, you're only going to get one star for the cargo, no matter how heavy it is. So if you're also trying to get a high score in the hardcore portion of this challenge, then you're going to hurt yourself. But yeah, Pepe's or any other cargo mod cargo, as long as it shows up on the load board in your game, you can use that. But just be aware, it could negatively impact your hardcore score. Wiz asks, when you buy the cargo pack, you get the bundle. Right now, you have to specify that you want the bundle. So when you go to one of them and you scroll down to where it says to buy it, scroll down a little bit more and you should see info on the bundle. So buy the bundle so that you get them both 2 for 1. Which is what Treasure just said. Yeah, I almost missed it myself. So you just got to scroll down a little bit further. Lobos, okay. Yeah, I paid $5 for both also. Buy one, get one free, basically. Manny Oy is here. What's up, Manny? What about map mods? Well, what about them? It doesn't matter. As long as it's going to that other state. It's a good question, actually. I didn't include that any information in the challenge rules about that. But only the states on the list count. So if you've got a coast to coast in, everything in the eastern part of the US doesn't count for the challenge. Including, it's like you can't go from New Mexico to Maine. Well, you can, but it won't count for the challenge. And then you can't go from Maine to, what's the next one in the challenge after New Mexico? Like, you can't go from Maine to Oklahoma. That doesn't count. So you have to go from New Mexico to Oklahoma and Oklahoma to Oregon. But you can have those other map mods in your mods list. And even those what is it, ATS expansion? No, more American cities groups. There's no reason why you can't have those too. As far as I know, we've never said no. Because they're in the state. So yeah, and I use that on not on this profile, but on another profile. Wheelchair Gamer, what if SCS grows? Throws a curve. South Dakota's not coming out before the end of this challenge. South Dakota probably won't come out till late this year. We're getting Illinois here very soon. South Dakota at the earliest will be after this challenge is over. Wiz says $4.98 plus tax. Yeah. So now South Dakota won't be out in time for this. Tactical Phoenix Entertainment. Welcome to the stream. Nice. All right, so moving on. Winners criteria. The following drivers will be eligible to participate in a winners convoy to be conducted during a live stream after the completion of this challenge. If you recall, we just had a winners convoy. We didn't have everybody in it, but we had a winners convoy just a couple of weeks ago. Wrong account. Hang on. Okay, hanging on. So, most miles. The driver who logs the most real miles will be eligible to be in that convoy. Average Joe, the driver whose total real miles is closest to the average of all miles logged by those who complete the challenge. That's always interesting. I've been winning that. Not winning it, but I mean, I've I think a couple of times I've hit that, but I'm not qualified for this. So, because it's for the members, but Susan has gotten that almost every time, it seems like. So we were actually going to call that the average Susan thing. I forgot to change it. Or average Jane, whichever. Fewest miles, a driver with the most efficient route planning. That's a nice way of saying that, fewest miles. And now we've got a new category, or at least a new way of breaking down a category. We've got ton miles. Instead of just recording, because before this was the most tonnage, now it's the most ton miles. So we take the weight of your load times the distance that is recorded for each run. And that's going to be ton miles. And the reason that I went with that this year is because in past years or past challenges, every time I've recorded the tonnage, I thought, well, gee, that's kind of a short changing. You're just getting a rough number, a gross number or whatever for your tonnage, but it doesn't take into account how far you drove with that tonnage. Now, hardcore does, but so I thought, well, why don't we multiply those and we'll get a bigger number. So for people who haul heavy loads all the way from the longest runs, they're going to get a big leg up on this. Let's see. But it will be included in the next year's challenge. Yeah, next year we should have South Dakota. Good point, Bigner. My guess is that Susan will get Average Joe, so I should rename that to Average Jane. You didn't get it in the last challenge, really? Oh, that's right. Someone else did. Oh, there's Caliber. Right account again. Good deal. Yes, you did. And the challenge before that, I think. Actually, no, I think she's right. Someone else got it. I thought it was Treasure. They got Average Joe last time. Okay, most hardcore points. For those people who are doing hardcore, the driver who accumulates the most Trucky hardcore points during this challenge will win this category and be eligible to be in the winner's convoy, or to participate in the winner's convoy. Eligibility for this challenge, for the official challenge, because anybody can do this on their own, which is why I posted it on our website. All Boomers Trucknado Transport VTC members are eligible for this challenge. If you'd like to become a member of Boomers Trucknado Transport VTC on TrucksBook or Trucky, these are hyperlinks to our TrucksBook and Trucky pages, profiles pages. You must own American Truck Simulator and all of the current state map DLCs. That means you also will have to acquire Illinois when it comes out. Documentation. Announce each leg of this challenge in the Discord channel created for this event. Be sure to tag me in your report, Boomer Gamer, in your report, so your legs. This is the only time that most people are allowed to tag me in Discord. So be sure to tag me in your report so your legs will be documented. Do not post any other messages in this channel. Use the VTC chat or other relevant channel for other conversations. So we want to keep that clean. Oh, it's Lone Wolf. Thank you, Pilot. Yeah, I think that was one of the few times Susan did not win that. You have to be a full VTC member to participate. No. I know a few of us are still trainees. No, if you're in the VTC, you're eligible. So get to driving, driver. We move this out of here and put this back on the game. What just happened? What I meant to do. I meant to do that. Here we go. I don't know why that was so hard. It's just one of them kind of days, I guess. Let's keep looking to see if anybody recorded a load yet. I was driving. Someone said you was streaming. Not good to watch TV and drive. Nope. But I'm glad you made it. Remember, the announcements for my live streams posted in the Discord like last night for this one. But every Friday at noon, my time. I think that'd be 3 p.m. your time. Okay, what is going on here? Someday I'll learn to drive OBS properly. Okay, so I'm going to try to do the first leg. I'm just busting your chops. Glad you're driving, though. The first thing I need to do, here I am in Las Vegas. I need to find a load to New Mexico. So let's start with external contracts and scroll down through these. I have mine sorted by route length, so the farther down I scroll, the further away these are. I hope I can find something to Albuquerque, Santa Fe, or Tucumcari. Winslow, that's not far enough. Gallup, I want to go further than that. Gallup. I wish you could type in these two letters in the search. It didn't work that way. Albuquerque. Yeah, between these, I would take this one because it's heavier. I'll get more hardcore points, but let me see if there's anything further away. Like Tucumcari. Socorro, that's a little further. Another Albuquerque one, a little further. Santa Fe, 660 miles. Still looking for Tucumcari. Now, I'm going to take this one to Santa Fe, though, because I want to stick with World of Trucks. Why is my camera not on? Because I turned it off and forgot to turn it back on again. Probably why. So I'm going to pick this up at the Dollar General. It's only 22,400 pounds, though. And it helps a lot with the mileage for the recruits. Same with the European challenge that will start after this challenge ends. Yep, later in the year, late summer, probably. We'll do the Euro Truck version of this challenge. All right, where am I going? Oh, way over there. Okay. It's someplace I haven't been yet. Is that Willie? Willie gifted 5 channel memberships. I am not here. At least they're coming up, but I don't hear them. I don't know what's up with that. Lucky recipients are Ghost Vision Gaming, Dan Brewster, Willie Pete, Jacob Gamer, Tom Freer. Congratulations to the lucky recipients. And thank you to Willie. These are all repeat offenders. I haven't seen some of these names in a while. Bear with me a second. I need to beat up on Stream Elements. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. I would. Can you guys hear the applause from that? Because I don't. I'm annoyed by that. Oh, you do? Okay, so it's just me then. Everybody says yes. Good. I don't need fuel, and I don't need a sleep trigger just yet. I got a bunch of hours. Can't believe I set my coffee over there. Wow, green light. There's the red. Trucking through video, Nick, David H74, RD04 Dave, our top ATS driver for March 2023. Douglas Williams, JC Drives, our top Euro truck driver for March 2025. Lee Jenkins, Pancake Man, Ken Beard, Grumpy Gruntpaw Gaming, Road Trip Nerd, Ken Maselman, Hippie, John Whitesall, our top ATS driver for August 2025. Willie is also a reefer hauler member for 37 months. Good luck with the challenges, everyone. I guess I can get over it. Well, if I can get ahead of this guy. Limo, Meth Games, JBVHD, Paul Lancy Lansford, Muhammad Helmi, Jaffo 729, Large Caliber Gaming, Mr. Gaming Guy UK, and Banff 2020. That is all the shout outs, and we haven't got out of Vegas yet. That's good. By the way, in case you're wondering, the motor that I'm using is a Zeemods Cummins X15. It's a very nice Jake. Reminds me of that Saturday Night Live skit. With a name like Smuckers, it's got to be good. Dead Baby Ducks. With a name like Dead Baby Ducks, it's got to be good. Who remembers that? Who watched it live? That had to be like 78. Would have been 77. And that's 1977 for all you young'uns. You could probably find that SNL skit on YouTube somewhere. Dan Aykroyd. He was on that skit. I don't know who else was. I was still in high school. Willie was in the Navy. All right, how much time do I have on this, or my clock? Excuse me, wrong thing. Almost 10 hours. So let's find something about 8 hours out. Plan a stop. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to stop here in Gallup area probably. Maybe right here. There's a scale. Yeah, that'll work. So this is all changed. Yeah, SNL started in the 70s, like what, 74, 75, 76, somewhere in there. Mid 70s anyway. That was the comedy stuff of my teen years. We had Saturday Night Live. We had Monty Python's Flying Circus, the Benny Hill Show. Of course, Monty Python and Benny Hill were out of the UK. John Whitesall is here. Trucker John. How heavy is this? 22,000 pounds. A lot of good things were around in the 70s, like me. Yes. Or in your case, turned up in the 70s, like you. Some of us were already around for a decade and a half. Yeah. A lot of weird stuff in the 70s, too. So this is what you do in the challenge. Now, a lot of you already know this because you've done it in past years. But you get a load you start in Las Vegas and you get a load in New Mexico. And then out of New Mexico, you go to Oklahoma, and so on and so on. Is this where I want to go? Yeah. Anybody been on this hidden road yet? This is actually my first time, but I knew it was here. Somebody clued me in on it. Hee-haw. Yeah. I thought hee-haw was okay, but what I didn't like that I was forced to watch sometimes was the Lawrence Welk show. Oh my God. Just wanted to slit my wrists. Oh, it is. I am padding miles. I forgot. I'm just trying to show you guys a good time. Oh, well, Susan, no. Not supposed to do stuff like this. Drive has called me up, and I didn't even think about it. I just knew this road was here, and I wanted to drive on it. I haven't driven on it yet. And I wanted to show you guys. But no, the answer is no. According to the rules, follow your GPS. Although you got to be careful with that. I was doing that yesterday or day before on a run, and I got a blocked road. There was an accident, and I got rerouted, and I had to go back to that same area, and I still couldn't go that way. I got rerouted again. So I had to choose a different route. I had to go to the map and drop a pin somewhere to take a different route. And here's the viewpoint for this. Hoover Dam. Look at that. Anybody besides me take the tour of this? The Brady Bunch. Yeah, that was 60s and 70s. I Dream of Jeannie. Mary Tyler Moore Show. Bewitched. We go from Vegas, make the loop back to Vegas and repeat? No. You go from Vegas to New Mexico. And then Oregon and all the states in the list. Yeah, JXL, I'm busted. Well, Caliber, I'm glad you didn't put the HQ on this road because it wouldn't work. And this is not a good place for that. I like where you put it. That's going to work. Wiz says it's 83 in Waco. Wow. Nicholas, no, but I have been fighting battles on that dam. Is that a different game? All the states and repeat? No, you only do it once. Read the rules in the channel that was created for the challenge in the Discord, or go to the, well, actually go there in the Discord. One time around, it's a lot of miles. Anybody remember how many miles it was total? Who had the most miles last year? Fallout New Vegas. Okay. Yes, alphabetical from Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada. Alphabetical all the way around. Better watch out, Wiz. Nightbot's gonna get you. Let me just double check something here real quick. I will tell you. Last year's All States Challenge. Oh, I don't have it in here. Why don't I have it there? That's crazy. I got it in the spreadsheet. Well, Wiz, Nightbot got you. Let's see, what was the most miles from last year? 28,824. So it'll be more than that this year because we're going to have Illinois. And actually, did we have Louisiana? No. We had Iowa, but we didn't have Louisiana. Definitely don't follow GPS without checking the route. Applies for in-game and in real life. You're right about that. Last year's challenge, I logged 21,021 miles, and that was without Louisiana. Caliber, well, guess I can postpone my Prudhoe Bay to the Keys trip till I do this challenge then. Yeah. Yeah, start the challenge. The challenge is on now. So you can start now. Luke, not sure how to pronounce that, so I'll just say Luke. Welcome to the stream, Luke. All right, let's get on with this show. It's already going to be a 2-hour stream by the time I deliver this in Santa Fe. So when I make this, when I look at the job report for this load, or I look at my logbook for this load, see what the planned route, planned distance is versus what I actually drove, I'll make a judgment call. Probably just go with the planned distance, unless there's unless they get rerouted somewhere along the way. By the way, this road here is pretty realistic. The old access road. This used to be the old highway, US Highway 93, before they put that bridge in. You had to drive over the dam. So as you can see, there are multiple exits. Well, not multiple exits. There's an exit for an on-ramp for both directions to get here. I don't remember who it was that told me about this, but it was somebody who left a comment on a video that I did for the first look. Well, when I did the open beta. I gotta make my way to Motorrich, Ontario. Then make my way down to Vegas to start the challenge. So who is that JXL? How do we know you in the Discord? Because I don't recognize that handle. The speed limit over the bridge for trucks anyway is 55. Plus trucks have to stay on the inside lane, which would be the left lane, because you do get winds across that. And if you're going to get blown over, you want to land on your side, not over the edge. What is that guy doing? Low rolling in the left lane. Cost. Whoa! Why does it say JXL? I've never seen that before. First time I ever drove on this route, I was still in the military. I was doing a change of duty station, and I was visiting family in Kingman. We drove up to Vegas to get paid at the Air Force Base. This was, well, farther up yet, but it was just, oh no, this is already it, yeah. It was just a 2-lane highway. Got a bypass. Two-lane highway all the way to Kingman. One of the changes that I really appreciate is coming up. They removed a rest area on the left side of the road. They added a truck stop on the right side of the road, which reflects reality. When I used to live in Kingman, I worked in Laughlin in Nevada, which is across the river from Bullhead City. I used to drive this every day to and from work. So, just like in real life, that is a Travel Centers of America truck stop. So that was a nice change. Oh. Free hauling empty pallets. Oh goody, one of my favorite things. Empty pallets. By the way, I mentioned earlier about a new project that I'm working on, and I'm driving a truck with a 10-speed. Channel members are already aware of this if they were at the live stream last month where I talked about it, or if they've watched the replay. I'm going to be doing a new series. I hope everyone will like and get lots of views. I'm going to recreate my real-life trucking adventure to the extent possible in American Truck Simulator. Now I'm going to have to use coast to coast and ATS expansion and some other mods, map mods, be able to cover most of the territory that I did in real life. I'm going to wait until after Illinois comes out before I start recording, although I've been doing some preliminary testing. The trucks that I will drive during this new series will accurately reflect what I actually drove in real life. So the first truck, pretty sure the first truck, will be a Freightliner, and the truck and the trailer will all be skinned for the company that I drove in. Should be pretty interesting. I've got a lot of photos that I've taken early on, well, throughout my entire time as a over-the-road truck driver. I haven't published a lot of those photos because they just haven't been relevant. I will publish a lot of them as part of this new series. And wherever practical, I'll actually use real-life video that I took. Parts of it. It'll all be done in American Truck Simulator, but occasionally I will use video that I took while I was driving. A lot of that you guys have never seen. I'm really looking forward to getting started on that project. But again, it won't be until after Illinois comes out and Coast to Coast and all the other map mods get updated. So that's a new truck stop with the Route 66 rework, and some semblance of that exists in real life. Hey, there's Shamakas. Yeah, I know it's updated for 158, but I'm not going to do this until Illinois comes out, so that's at least 159. Yep, I've got all those mods. Ones that haven't been updated yet is the EMMN, I think is what it is, and a road connection. The road connector from Coast to Coast to American Expansion or ATS Expansion. But I'm waiting for Illinois to come out. But I've got all the more American cities. I'd like to see that come out for all the DLCs that are out now. EMMN, as far as I know, have not updated yet, or the road connector hasn't updated. Yeah, I haven't done the detailed Arizona or Project Better Arizona. Haven't done those yet. 3 hours. Anybody remember where I was going to stop? Oh, yeah. What you call it? Well, I'm going to have to change that. Let me do that real quick. Yeah, I'm not going to make it to Gallup. I'm going to have to do something back here, I think. Yep. I'll hit this right there. Or maybe I should go to Winslow. Yeah, I'll do that. Let me catch up on chat here. Beyond and Discover North America are currently only available for their Patreon subscribers. The question for a sample: if we in Wyoming and trying to find a run to Idaho for All-State Challenge, what should we do if we can't find run? Well, first of all, Wyoming is not followed by Idaho. Use the list in the rules. If you can't find a run, find a place to park and sleep overnight. Sometimes it can be difficult. Sometimes you just got to hop around the state, look for different places to find a load out of. It's not near as bad as it is in Euro Truck. There are a few places that are really challenging in Euro Truck, like Luxembourg. Finding a load in or out to or from the next city in the list. American Truck is much easier. But if you don't find one on World of Trucks where you are, try moving. Or look on the freight market. And if you don't find one out of the city where you are, sleep. And that's there in real life. That is travel. No, it's I can't think of the name. It'll come to me later. So this has all been reworked. Yeah, Luxembourg. Me always comes to mind. I think Lithuania to Luxembourg is hard. A lot of us have had to go, just keep sleeping. And we've had to go 2-3 weeks of sleeping and looking and sleeping and looking. Not 3 weeks of real time, but 3 weeks of game time. Yeah, Vigner, I've already got one set up. It's coming up. Yeah, coming out of Luxembourg too is difficult. Exit's coming up. Looks like we're gonna get fuel too. Anytime I was parking like this, I'd always try to get one on the end, sort of, or more preferably park next to somebody else or in between two other trucks. Because the theory is, if the other two trucks are already there for the night, then nobody else is going to back in next to you and theoretically hit you. So that was just self-defense. Parking self-defense. Didn't go. Always got to be thinking about making sure you're not in a position to get hit by another driver while they're backing. Truck stops are one of the places most of the truck accidents happen. Truck on truck accidents. I mean, I had somebody hit me one time who parked next to me, and he was already parked. He hit me as he was leaving. Because he turned too soon. He didn't pull out far enough before he cut his wheels. You may be thinking, why did you run that stop sign if you're drive realistically? Well, I realistically did that in real life, not that fast. I would slow down more. Because anytime I can avoid stopping safely, then I would. Because if you stop, then it takes more fuel to get going. I got pulled over one time in New Mexico near Las Cruces because I did blow through a stop sign faster than I normally would have. I mean, it wasn't even a pretend California stop. I slowed down. It was nighttime and I was looking around, no headlights. Of course, there was a cop there with his headlights off. I didn't see. I had to pee so badly. I was exiting there to go to the truck stop that was right there at that exit. And I rolled through. Rolled through the stop sign at the top of the off-ramp, turned right, and I got pulled over right at the truck stop before I could even turn into the truck stop. And sitting there in my seat, trying not to wet myself. And the cop comes up to the truck. He goes, I can't believe you rolled through that stop sign right in front of me. I'm like, well, I didn't see you. I was looking for headlights, but I got pulled in. I did that because I got to pee really, really bad. So he just chuckled a bit. He goes, all right, well, give me your driver's license and whatever else you wanted. So, and go ahead and pull in and take care of that, and I'll meet you on the other side of the fuel islands. So that's what I did. I pulled into the fuel island, or through it, and ran in and did my tinkle. Came back out, drove back to where he was waiting for me. And he goes, he didn't give me a ticket, but he said, all right, well, I'm not going to give you a ticket since you were honest with me. Plus, I think he got a chuckle out of it. But we'll do a roadside inspection, which we did, which I passed. So no ticket. So, yeah, it was kind of like that stop sign. Actually, that one I was going a little faster than that incident I was telling you about. Oh, the things you do out on the road. So we're almost to New Mexico. Recognize those hills up here on the right. And there's this port of entry coming the other way. We will have a port of entry up here after we cross into New Mexico, which we might have to stop at. Yeah, I'm familiar with 285 in Atlanta. I don't remember which one it is, but all those freeways around Atlanta are just a mess. Hey, we got a scale coming up. Hey, I got a bypass. All right. Now, Wheelchair Gamer, I don't think I've seen any runs logged from you yet on Trucky or TrucksBook, whichever one you signed up for. Let us know if you need help setting that up. The app, I mean. What do we got here? 182 miles to go. Oh, okay. Must be confusing you with someone else. But you said something about the challenge. So if you don't have it yet, well, you can't run it. And for some reason, I thought you'd already signed up for the VTC. Yeah, I think you're in the Discord. Agent Strat, welcome to the stream. Yeah, that rooftop camera mod is awesome. You can really see. And of course, I've got the ultimate ultimate weather graphics mod. So the sky is just very realistic. I mean, SCS is doing a great job with the sky, but this weather mod is even better. You notice the terrain here is different? That's because in real life, that's actual ancient lava flow. Well, I don't know how ancient. I mean, many thousands of years. Somewhere around here, there's an extinct volcano. Really, pilot? I don't remember that. Oh, okay, wheelchair. That's fine. Well, we generally address those questions in the Discord when they come up. People do ask stuff like that. And in order to be in the VTC, you do have to be in the Discord also. So that we can, you know, communicate. And that includes... Was that a hidden road? I'll bet that's a hidden road. I didn't see any road barriers on either end of that interchange. Maybe they added another hidden road as part of the rework. Yeah, there was a hidden road, but it didn't start until Tucumcari. Well, hold on. We're not even to Albuquerque yet, but there is a hidden road, or was a hidden road in Albuquerque. It started in Albuquerque and goes towards Abilene. I believe it's still there. So this looks like we're coming into Albuquerque. So we're gonna take Interstate 25 north. So this has all been reworked. Yep, this is our lane. "25 north." So let's look ahead to tomorrow's streams. We got the members stream tomorrow that starts the same time this one did. That's for channel members. And we'll be going back to ProMods Canada to look at some new stuff that was just added. And then in the evening, we'll hop into Euro Truck and tool around in ProMods. ProMods Europe was just released a couple of days ago, earlier this week. So we got ProMods Europe, ProMods Middle East, ProMods Maghreb, ProMods The Great Step has not been released yet, as of yesterday anyway. Most of ProMods is available. Coming up on our exit for Santa Fe. Nicholas XXXN has gifted 5 channel memberships to Future Endeavored, Matthew Roth, Christopher Clayton, Rapid 74, and Tubby Jamboree. I don't know what that's about. Again, only one of them is new for the first time, and that would be Christopher Clayton. Congratulations to the lucky recipients, and thank you to Nicholas for gifting those memberships to the audience. Ooh, we got to turn left up here. So it looks like we're just delivering right over there. I can see the parking spot even. It's been a long time since I've been over here in Santa Fe, but I've been there. Actually, all 3 of these places on the left. And I don't remember. It's been that long. Why is there a red light there? I got a green arrow, but there's a red light in the left lane. What's up with that? You notice that when I was in the outside view, I got the top right corner mirrors, but when I go back inside, they're off. That's a new feature with 158. You can specify where those can appear. By default. Really? You're gonna take that? Seems a little crooked. Oh, I just need to disconnect. Wiz, no, you're not a channel member. Your gifted membership expired some time ago. I don't remember when, but so let me pull out of here, and then I know we're running late, but let's look for I'm not going to take it, but let's look for a load to the next state on the list. We are currently in Santa Fe. The next state is Oklahoma, because we're in New Mexico. So if I look on external contracts, and I'm looking for anything in Oklahoma. Like I would like to find something to Tulsa, McAllister, Idabel. Oh, there was something. Guyman. Well, that's pretty short. Clinton. Still kind of short. Lawton. Almost 500 miles. Oklahoma City, 511. Lawton again. Woodward. Every time I say that, I think Squidward. Squidward. Yeah. And my kids like to watch SpongeBob when they were kids. Tulsa, that'd be a good choice. 624. Another one to Tulsa, 660. So that goes out a little bit further. That looks like that's about the extent of it. Now, I can also go to the freight market and look for loads. Let's start in Santa Fe. Nothing out of Santa Fe. Let's look at Albuquerque. This should be a lot. There's one in Tulsa. That's a good choice. So this is what you do to find loads. If you can't find something on external contracts or external market out of the city that you're in, you can go to freight market and then look out of these other cities to see if there is a load going to the next state on the list. All right, here's one out of Gallup going to Tulsa. That is almost 800 miles. So if your goal is to get the most miles, you might want that. Or look at a Las Cruces. Here's one to Oklahoma City. Yeah, these are not quite as far. There's nothing to Tulsa that I can see. Ooh, there's one to Prudhoe Bay. Way up yonder. Yeah, Alaska's not on the list. Anyway, that's how you find the loads. That's all right, Wiz. Don't worry about it. Get you that cargo pack if you didn't already. By the way, how much did I fell behind on the explored percentage because of all the changes that have happened. But I'm picking it back up again, so that's good. Even though I've got what do you call it? ProMods Canada and Alaska on here, which I've explored a lot of already. Anyway, so tomorrow during the members live stream, we will travel back to ProMods Canada. And then in the other live stream in the evening, we'll hop into Euro Truck and we'll do some exploring around ProMods Europe. Unless you guys want to see me go back to North Africa. So let me know if you have a preference. But that is going to do it for today. Just going to shut down here. Back in here. Why does this seem like it's so far behind? There. That's going to do it. Thanks for joining me today. And for those of you who are going to be doing the challenge, enjoy it. Let us know if you have any questions in the appropriate channel, VTC chat. Otherwise, we'll see you back here tomorrow.